Good morning all. Today's topic is stomach. Stomach is a muscular bag forming the widest and most distensible part of the digestive tube. It is connected above to the lower end of the esophagus and below to the duodenum. It acts as a reservoir of food and helps in digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. So in this diagram we can see this is stomach. Muscular bag forming the widest and most distensible part of the digestive tube, connected above to the lower end of esophagus and below to the duodenum. It acts as a reservoir of food and help in digestion of carbohydrate, proteins and fats. Location: the stomach lies obliquely in the upper and left part of the abdomen, occupying the epigastric, umbilical and left hypochondric regions. Most of it lies under cover of the left costal margin and the ribs. So in this diagram we can see this is stomach. Lies obliquely in the upper and left part of the abdomen, occupying the epigastric, umbilical and left hypochondric regions. Most of it lies under cover of left costal margin and ribs. Shape and position: the shape of the stomach depends upon the degree of tone of its muscles and tone of muscles of the body. In normal active person, its shape is somewhat J-shaped. In thin, tall person, its shape is J-shaped, while in broad, strong and very active persons, its shape is horizontal. The shape of the stomach can be studied in the living by radiographic examination after giving barium meal. This is an radiograph of stomach. This is stomach. Size and capacity: the stomach is very distensible organ. It is about 25 cm long. The mean capacity is 30 ml at birth, 1 liter at puberty and 2 liters or more in adults. External features: the stomach has 2 orifices, 2 curvatures or borders, 2 surfaces and 2 parts. The stomach has 2 orifices or openings, 2 curvatures or borders and 2 surfaces and 2 parts. 2 orifices. One is cardiac orifice and another is pyloric orifice. Cardiac orifice is joined by the lower end of the esophagus. It lies behind the left 7th costal cartilage, 2.5 cm from its junction with the sternum at the level of vertebra T11. There is physiological evidence of sphincteric action at this site, but a sphincter cannot be demonstrated anatomically. The pyloric orifice opens into the duodenum in an empty stomach, and in the supine position it lies 1.2 cm to the right of median plane at the level of lower border of vertebra L1 or transpyloric plane. Its position is indicated on the surface of stomach by a circular groove. Pyloric constriction produced by the underlying pyloric sphincter or pylorus, which feels like a large film nodule, by the prepyloric vein. This is prepyloric vein of Mayo, which lies in front of this constriction. 2 curvature. One is lesser curvature and one is greater curvature. The lesser curvature is concave and form the right border of stomach, and greater curvature convex and forms left border of stomach. Lesser curvature provide attachment to lesser omentum and greater curvature provide attachment to greater omentum, gastric phrenic ligament and gastrosplenic ligament. At its upper end, the greater curvature present the cardiac notch. This is cardiac notch which separate it from esophagus. It is 5 times longer than the lesser curvature, and the lesser curvature it provide attachment to lesser omentum. The most dependent part of the curvature is marked by the angular notch or incisura angularis. This is angular notch. Two surfaces, one anterior, one posterior. Anterior or anterosuperior surface faces forward, upward. Posterior or posterior-inferior surface faces backward and downward. Two parts. The stomach is divided into two parts, cardiac part and pyloric part, by a line drawn downward downward to the left from the cardiac end to the angular notch. The line is further extended to the greater curvature. The larger cardiac part is further subdivided into fundus, body, and the smaller pyloric part is subdivided into pyloric antrum and pyloric canal. So, the stomach is divided into two parts, cardiac part, pyloric part, by a line drawn downwards and to the left from cardiac end to the angular notch. Lowest point of lesser curvature, the line is extended further to the greater curvature. The large cardiac part is further divided into fundus and body. Cardiac part. The fundus of the stomach is the upper convex dome shaped part situated above the horizontal line drawn at the level of the cardiac orifice. It is commonly distended with gas, which is seen clearly in radiographic examination under the left dome of diaphragm. The body of the stomach lies between the fundus and pyloric antrum. It can be distended along the greater curvature. The gastric gland distributed in the fundus and body of stomach contain all three types of secretory cells, namely mucous cells, chief peptic or zymogenic cells which secrete the digestive enzymes, the parietal or oxyntic cells which secrete HCl. So, in this diagram we can see this is stomach, fundus, body and pyloric antrum, pyloric canal, and this is presence of gas in fundus, stomach filled with barium meal. Pyloric part. The pyloric antrum is separated from the pyloric canal by an inconstant sulcus intermediate present on the greater curvature. It is about 7.5 cm long. The pyloric glands are richest in mucous cells. The pyloric canal is about 2.5 cm long. It is narrow, tubular and its right and it terminates at the pylorus. Relations of stomach. Peritoneal relations. The stomach is lined by peritoneum on both its surfaces. At the lesser curvature, the layers of peritoneum lining the anterior and posterior surface meet and become continuous with the lesser omentum. Along the greater curvature, the two layers meet to form the greater omentum. Near the fundus, the two layers meet to form gastrosplenic ligament. Near the cardiac end, the peritoneum on the posterior surface reflected on the diaphragm as the gastrophrenic ligament. Cranial to this ligament, a small part of posterior surface of the stomach is in direct contact with the diaphragm. This is called bare area of stomach. The greater and lesser curvature along the peritoneal reflections are also bare. Visceral relations. The anterior surface of stomach related to liver, diaphragm, transverse colon, anti-abdominal wall. The area of the stomach related to these structures are shown in diagram. The diaphragm separates the stomach from the left pleura, the pericardium and 6th to 9th ribs. The costal cartilages are separated from the stomach by the transverse abdominis. Gastric nerves and vessels ramify deep to the peritoneum. The space between left costal margin and lower edge of left lung on stomach is known as Traube's space. Normally, on percussion, there is resonant node over this space, but in splenomegaly or pleural effusion, a dull note is felt at this site. The posterior surface of stomach is related to structure forming the stomach bed. So, this is the diagram showing structures forming the stomach bed, all of which are separated from the stomach by the cavity of lesser sac. These structures are diaphragm, left kidney, left suprarenal gland, pancreas, transverse mesocolon, splenic flexure of colon and splenic artery. Sometimes the spleen is also included in the stomach bed, but it is separate from the stomach by the cavity of greater sac and not of the lesser sac. Gastric nerve and vessels ramify deep to the peritoneum. Blood supply. The stomach is supplied along the lesser curvature by the left gastric artery. This is left gastric artery, a branch of celiac trunk, and the right gastric artery, a branch of proper hepatic artery. The greater curvature supplied by right gastroepiploic artery, a branch of gastroduodenal artery, and the left gastroepiploic artery, a branch of splenic artery. Fundus is supplied by 5 to 7 short gastric artery, which are also branches of splenic artery. The veins of the stomach drains into the portal, superior mesenteric and splenic veins. Right and left, this is gastric veins. Left gastric, right and left gastric veins drain in the portal vein, right gastroepiploic vein and in superior mesenteric vein, while left gastroepiploic and short gastric veins terminate in a splenic vein. Lymphatic drainage of stomach. The stomach can be divided into 4 lymphatic territories as shown in the diagram. The drainage of these areas is as follows. Area A, upper part left 1/3 drains into pancreatico-splenic nodes lying along the splenic artery. Lymph vessels from these nodes travel along the splenic artery to reach the celiac nodes. Area B, right 2/3 drains into left gastric nodes lying along the artery of same name. These nodes also drain the abdominal part of esophagus. Lymph from these nodes drain into the celiac nodes. Area C, lower part left 1/3 drains into right gastroepiploic nodes that lie along the artery of the same name. Lymph vessels arising in these nodes drain into the subpyloric nodes which lies in the angle. This is subpyloric nodes which lies in the angle between the first and second part of the duodenum. From here the lymph is drained further into the hepatic nodes that lie along the hepatic artery and finally into the celiac nodes. Lymph from area D, pyloric part, drains in different directions into the pyloric, hepatic and left gastric nodes and passes from all these nodes to the celiac nodes. Lymph from all areas of stomach reaches the celiac nodes. From here it passes through the intestinal lymph trunk to reach the cisterna chyli. Nerve supply. The stomach is supplied by sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves. The sympathetic nerves are derived from T6 to T10 of the spinal cord via the greater splenic nerves, celiac and hepatic plexus. They travel along the arteries supplying the stomach. These nerves are vasomotor, motor to the pyloric sphincter but inhibitory to the rest of the gastric musculature. The chief pathway for pain sensations from the stomach. The parasympathetic nerves derived from vagus through the esophageal plexus and gastric nerves. The anterior gastric nerve made up of, this is anterior gastric nerve made up of 1 or 2 trunks contain mainly the left vagal fibers, and the posterior gastric nerve again made up of 1 or 2 trunks contain mainly the right vagal fibers. The anterior gastric nerve divides into a number of gastric branches for the entire surface of fundus and body of the stomach. Two pyloric branches, one for pyloric antrum and one for another for pylorus. The posterior gastric nerve, this is posterior gastric nerve, divides into smaller gastric branch for the posterior surface of fundus, the body and pyloric antrum. Larger ciliary branch for the celiac plexus. Parasympathetic nerves are motor and secretomotor to the stomach. Their stimulation causes increased motility of the stomach and secretion of gastric juice rich in pepsin and HCl. These are inhibited to the pyloric sphincter. Interior of stomach. The mucosa of an empty stomach is thrown into folds termed as gastric ragae. The ragae are longitudinal along the lesser curvature and may be irregular elsewhere. The ragae are flattened in a distended stomach. On the mucosal surface, there are numerous small depressions that can be seen with a hand lens. These are the gastric pits. The part of lumen of stomach that lies along the lesser curvature and has longitudinal ragae is called the gastric canal. This is gastric canal. This canal allows rapid passage of solid liquid along the lesser curvature directly to the lower part before it is spread to the other part of stomach. Thus, lesser curvature bears maximum insult of the solid liquid, which makes it vulnerable to peptic ulcers. Submucous coat is made of connective tissue, arterioles and nerve plexus. Muscle coat is arranged as under. Longitudinal fibers are most superficially, mainly these are longitudinal fibers, mainly along the curvature. Inner circular fibers encircle the body and are thickened at pylorus to form pyloric sphincter. The deepest layer consists of oblique fibers which loop over the cardiac notch. Some fibers spread in the fundus and body of stomach. Rest form a well developed ridge on each side of the lesser curvature. These fibers on contraction form gastric canal for passage of fluids. Serous coat consists of the peritoneal covering. Function of stomach. The stomach acts primarily as a reservoir of food. It also acts as a mixture of food. By its peristaltic movements, it softens and mixes the food with the gastric juice. The gastric gland produce the gastric juice, which contains enzymes that play an important role in digestion of food. The gastric glands also produce hydrochloric acid, which destroy many organisms present in food and drink. The lining cells of the stomach produce abundant mucus, which protects the gastric mucosa against the corrosive action of HCl. Some substances like alcohol, water, salt and few drugs are absorbed in the stomach. Gastric pain is felt in the epigastrium because the stomach is supplied from segment T6 to T9 of the spinal cord, which also supply the upper part of abdominal wall. Pain is produced either by spasm of muscle or by over distension. Ulcer pain is attributed to local spasm due to irritation. Peptic ulcers can occur in the sites of pepsin and hydrochloric acid, namely the stomach, first part of duodenum, lower end of esophagus and buccal diverticulum. Gastric ulcers occur typically along the lesser curvature. Gastric carcinoma is common and occurs along the greater curvature. On this account, the lymphatic drainage of stomach assumes importance. Metastasis can occur through the thoracic duct to the left supraclavicular lymph node. These lymph nodes are called signal nodes. Pyloric obstruction can be congenital or acquired. It causes visible peristalsis in the epigastrium and vomiting after meals. So this is all about stomach. Thank you.